Let's go. What's up, bro? We got a podcast in the metaverse, bro.
Yeah. Who knew that this is what it was all building up to through the entire first season? And now we are here kicking off season 2 with all of you guys, a live studio audience.
Let's go. Every Tuesday.
A podcast. We didn't even know what was happening. We're 15 episodes into this.
It seems to be helping and impacting a lot of people. We'll see you every Tuesday on the Well Metaverse podcast. Peace.
Easy. I don't know why I chuck deuces. Like I don't chuck deuces. What was that?
Don't. What up?
Hey.
Do.
All happening.
I'm good, brother. How you feeling, man?
Film Sensei says,
Film
hello,
Sensei is
everyone.
in the building.
Hello, Film Sensei, man.
Okay, forget all the hellos. How was last week, bro?
Oh, dude. So spectacular. I got to tell you, we had about 30 people, Kimberly Ann being one of them, but we had about 30 people. Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh, they came up to Grand Rapids. We're staying at a couple different hotels, so we got to hop around, see some different hotels. We went to some shows. Laugh Fest, of course, was going on, and we went to actually on Wednesday. I went to the Cancer Survivors Showcase.
Yeah,
and there were 5 comedians that have all survived run-ins with cancer. And they were telling jokes about it, and it's one of my favorite Laugh Fest experiences every year. It's great. So we did that, and then we went to see Piff the Magic Dragon, which that was hilarious. He's doing a residency out in Vegas somewhere now, but yeah, that was fun. And of course, our show, man, that was fun. It's the first time we had all of these moving pieces coming together at once. We were capturing in world with 8 cameras. We were capturing IRL with multiple cameras.
Yeah,
it is British. You're right, Bart. Yeah. You can tell by his British accent.
Did Bart show up?
Bart was there in spirit, and on Sunday we did a team call with all the leads, and so he was on Zoom, and while some of us were here. Kimberly Ann says the shows were amazing. Yeah.
So look, I know this. So well, I'll start with the easiest one first. Well, the lightest one first, man. I know it had to be like for you, just as you're on this trajectory. And on a whole nother level as a comedy influencer and a comedy mover and shaker. And so being from Grand Rapids, now having to grow up, in the comedy world and to be where you are now, dude, I know that had to be an awesome experience.
So it is. And it's a little, all right. I wasn't planning on talking about this at all, but one of the things that I was reflecting on is, there's such incredible opportunity in the metaverse right now for comedians. Yeah. And to be honest, I was a little disappointed. I extended invites to a lot of the local comedy scene. Yeah. And there were a couple folks that popped in to check it out. My friend Kara Karachi she was hosting another show across the way, and she popped in for a little while, which was cool. But a lot of the folks that I see big opportunities for in the metaverse, like they didn't come, and they haven't really.
I was busy, bro. I was busy, man.
Yeah. Mainly Jason Earls is who I'm talking about.
Good, still away.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So I mean, that was like just talking about that, coming up and being part of the Grand Rapids comedy scene, and then seeing this trajectory and seeing these opportunities and being and extending the opportunities to people, and then not having them, take me up on it, and not, I guess maybe not being interested, but we're all early adopters in this, and it's not surprising, I guess, that people would have a hard time grasping the vision, grasping the opportunity. So
It's like when, man, when I brought the CCA conference, the comedian conference, to Wiley, Texas. And man, when I tell you, I did a lot of groundwork, just beating the ground. I was already part of with my comedy. I was part of the chamber, but then joining, having the CCA to be involved with the Chamber of Commerce and just to rally the gatekeepers in the
yeah,
comedy world. I mean, not in the comedy world, but just in the local area, going around to all these businesses and man, just having all these conversations, bro. And when the day came, the comedy conference was a success, but what it should have been,
yeah,
I
yeah,
had this vision of what it should have been, man.
yeah, yeah,
And where 700 people, maybe 500 people showed up. Some say 700, I doubt it, but I was expecting the community to show up for the one showcase. I was expecting 1,500.
yeah,
That was the dream, and I can
yeah,
see it, taste it. I'm like, that's easy.
yeah.
And after the comedy show, after the conference, when our board was meeting 2 days after, there was a knock on the door, and a local pastor came in and was like, "Hey, I want to apologize.
Mm,
Uh, I didn't know.
yeah,
I didn't know what this thing. I see it now.
yeah,
If y'all come back, this will be huge. It would be huge." And so I think that in all sincerity, I wasn't upset or anything. I just like, yeah, it just didn't happen. And there's a verse that says, "A man heart plans his ways, but the answer of the tongue belongs to the Lord." So, in other words, you can plan all you want to, and the end result, man, is really left up to God. You prepare the horse for battle, but God gives the victory.
yeah,
So I wanted to do, and just with a sincere heart, so as much as I think, and I was like, "Hey, help me as a leader. How could I have done a better job laying out the vision to the city leaders and to the community leaders?" And
yeah,
he looked at me, man. He said, "We heard everything you did, everything you could have done to paint the picture for us. Some of us just can't believe it till we see it."
yeah.
And I was like, "You right, but doggone it,
Well,
you
when
got to
you
keep trying."
see, yeah, you see this value, that people
Yeah,
can can lock in with, and then people don't. It's like, oh man, like what,
yeah,
but at the same time, like it's, there's some things we have control over and some things we don't. And we just
absolutely.
need the serenity to accept the one, the courage to do the other, and the wisdom to know the difference. But speaking of what we do have control over, marketing and communicating and all
Come
that
on,
is
sir.
just a huge piece of all that. And we got one of our key partners in this whole soapstone adventure backstage. And I'm going to go ahead and bring him out. Are you ready, Owen? Have you put your clothes back on? Yeah, he's nodding. Double thumbs up. All right, let's bring him out. Hey,
Hey,
Owen.
hey.
What's up, brother? What it do, man?
Oh, look at this.
Oh,
We got Music.
What's up, man?
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Thanks for being here, on. I know you and I have had lots of opportunities to meet one-on-one and talk strategy, talk communication, talk all of these things. You've now been able to meet with other folks in our team. It was cool, Jason. Right before the show was getting ready to start, Lolly and Owen were in there. I went to grab a glass of water and came back, and Lolly and Owen are just boom, boom, boom. Okay, here's what we want to do with these. Like it's
Oh,
just like it's all happening. So Owen, it's so fun to now be able to share your marketing mind and your talent for communications with the whole metaverse audience. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm super excited to be here, and it's been amazing to be a part of the team, really almost two years. There was a little break in there, but yeah, it's been fantastic to be a part of the team, be a part of the growth of the metaverse and the soapstone. So yeah, I'm honored.
Yeah. Well, Jason and I were just talking about that, how the team that we have right now, the team that's getting the work done and doing things within the soapstone, we all know each other. Like we've all had some opportunity to work together, to live together, to do stuff, and it's really good because things are getting real now, and now to have trust in each other, to have that relationship, it's good stuff. So
That's what I wanted to ask. I'll ask both of you all, man. It's so you all have been connecting, meeting virtually in the metaverse on Discord. Yeah, so that amazing team chemistry is already there. And then y'all had a chance to get together in the same city live and in person and laugh together, which bonds you even more. How was that experience meeting with everybody?
Oh man, it was awesome. Owen was in DC, I think, doing some other business, so he missed out on the chance to see people face to face. But definitely, it's wild because you really realize how deep the relationships go. Because when you see somebody live for the first time, there's a little point of like connecting the dots. And it
Yeah,
takes about 15 seconds. And then as soon as those dots are connected, like, oh, you're taller than I thought, or,
yeah.
yeah, and then, or you're not a cartoon at all. As soon as you connect those dots, it's like you've known them for forever. Actually, Lolly and I just met out in LA. I'm going to bring you out, Lolly. Yeah. What was it like? How long did it take for you to acclimate to IRL versus everything else?
Well, the strangest thing about IRL is when you meet somebody, and I did have the opportunity to meet one of my other friends, and they have a different username, as you do, but we're very comfortable calling you Aaron. So that was really simple. It's a little different when you're attaching the character name, and then you're catching yourself, do I say their real name? So I noticed you even saying my real name and kind of, it didn't come off your tongue. But that's really the only difference. And as I pointed out last week, you were a little taller than you are in the metaverse. My conversation was like this. So, he's like a foot taller than me, Owen. But no, other than that, I felt it was the same, Aaron. It felt exactly the same because we have meetings and there's a lot of interaction with our team. Like we're on Zoom calls, so that makes a difference too. We see each other all the time. So yeah, super cool. That's the first time I've ever seen Owen.
Oh yeah. Alma Jean was one of the folks that was here. She says, hey, hello. Yeah. Good stuff. Oh, and Aztec says hello to back to Alma Jean as well. Oh, is that a little, I thought that was a hang loose sign. I think it might be a piece of corn or something, but either way.
It's just a wave. I think it's just a wave.
Okay. Just a wave. All right. These old eyes, it's hard to see nowadays. All right. Alma is heading to the airport. So yeah. But Owen, so can you bring us up to speed a little bit? Because I love the story about how you ended up the owner and
Yes,
and everything of David and Brook. Bring us up to speed on that story.
Yeah, absolutely. So 2021 or really 2020, I was in college. It's mid-pandemic, studying marketing, and I went to a university that required internships in your field of study before you graduate, which I think is a great requirement to get that experience. And I was looking for kind of a smaller business. I had done a big business internship. I had done ministry through the summer. And then I was like, all right, well, I've gotten big business, got a little bit of nonprofit ministry work. I want to go small business. So I ended up kind of just searching around the area where I was from, Zeeland, which is where our business is. Zeeland, Michigan is about 30 minutes from Grand Rapids, Michigan. And I ended up on LinkedIn.
And it's the original. It's not that new one overseas. It's not that New Zealand.
No. I don't, those knockoffs. I don't know what they're
That's hysterical.
I ended up on LinkedIn and DM'd the owner of David and Brook, asked him if I could buy him a coffee and just pick his brain. So I drove out to Zealand, got coffee across the street from our office, and just started asking him for about an hour what it was like to own a marketing agency, some of the best parts, some of the hardest parts, what's it like to have a list of clients, so on and so forth. And then after about an hour, I kind of shot him straight and said, like, hey, I really need an internship. Any chance I can follow you and your team around for the next 4 or 5 months? And he took a few days to think about it, but happily obliged, which is fantastic. And I guess in many ways changed my life. So I ended up interning under him and his team for a few months. And we were working for some pretty big clients. And, you know, I don't know how long you want me to share, but eventually, after a few months, he kind of shocked our team by saying, hey, you know, I got this great opportunity to become the creative director of this international nonprofit. And it was one of our clients at the time. And he was like, so I've been thinking on it, and you know, I think I'm going to take this job. So I'm going to sell David and Brook, and I'm going to try and find a solution for all of you guys. So I had been working like 10 hours a week, getting paid like $10 an hour, and I'm about to graduate. So I was like, well, I better start looking for a different job. Like he's not taking me with him. So I kind of start that job hunt, and a few days later, he ended up buying me a coffee, and it was like, hey, I got some thoughts for you. I want to run past you. And you know, we started chatting about what my goals were, what my vision for my future was, and he led me down this road that was like, I actually think that you'd be a great fit if you're interested in purchasing David and Brook. You know, I know you're young, but you're hungry and you're driven. And at the time, I wasn't married, and he was like, so I think you got a lot of time. You don't have any kids. And I was shocked, but it took 2 months to think and spend some time in prayer on it and figure out the logistics, and ultimately ended up purchasing the business the same weekend that I graduated college. So hit real life at full speed. And now 3 years later, here I am.
Wow.
First of all, dude, this is a story for the ages, man. This is so encouraging, which is why I was like, man, we need to hear your story firsthand, bro. Did you shout out your college that you went to? I may have missed it.
Cornerstone University, downtown Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Let's go. What's y'all's mascot?
They're stoners. No.
Oh, yeah. Our student section was called the Stone Zone, which I always thought was like, I don't know. But they're the Golden Eagles.
Okay. Sweet. Man, so what was that? What was that process, that 2-week process of you thinking? I know you said prayer, which is the main thing, but what are the things that you know, how did you come to that? How did God answer that prayer of giving you wisdom and making that decision?
For sure. So I was actually, I apologize. It was 2 months, not 2 weeks.
2 months. You probably said 2 months. I'm you know.
No worries.
Yeah.
So I think I would say that the Lord did answer the prayer in a pretty real way, as well as there was just kind of the practicals. So I'll start with the practicals. And the practicals were, you know, I was super blessed to find a loan to be able to have, like, okay, it's possible. It's not impossible for me to do this. It's a manageable cost, and it's a manageable opportunity. I was excited about what we were doing. I felt like there was a gifting and for marketing, and my mind working that way. In the 5 months that I had interned, I really gotten to meet some of the clients and really enjoy a lot of the work. So I think practically there was a lot of things lined up. And I know this sounds kind of funny, but it really did somewhat come down to like, hey, you know, I'm 22 years old. I think if worst case scenario, I just run this thing into the ground in 6 months, I'm too young for it to ruin my life. So like the worst case scenario isn't that bad. And that really was like a thought process, was like, I don't know. It can't go
Yep.
that horribly.
It's the time to take risks. Yeah,
Bro,
Yeah.
absolutely.
there's this verse that I'm always telling young people, man. It's in Ecclesiastes. It says, man, go after the desires of your eyes and the impulses of your heart, knowing that God's gonna judge you for it. In the end, like, yo, like, man, just go for it, doggone it. Reach for the stars, bro.
Or the flip
It's a funny
side,
comment, yeah.
Bart says famous last words.
Yeah. Super funny. But then too, as far as like God answering kind of that prayer, I had actually had a different job lined up that summer that I was ultimately going to have to go back on. So that was a big piece of the decision. Was, man, I felt really good about what I was about to do that summer. I was about to do another ministry tour where I led a group of students across the country to do ministry. And I
Yeah.
was feeling good about that. So I was like, man, is this the right move to pull out on that and pursue this marketing opportunity? And I really was looking for the Lord's direction on it. And I ended up getting approached at a worship gathering by two complete strangers who just came up to me and said, hey, man, I was just praying while we were worshiping, and I felt like the Lord wanted to say this to you. And they were two words that just about creativity and about me having peace around the decision that I was about to make. So both of those felt like, I don't know how you could know that, but I've been praying, for God to speak over that situation. So I feel like this is an answer to prayer.
Yeah.
So that was really what cemented it for me.
So good.
It's nice. One of the things that I tell people on our team, especially when we're starting a new endeavor, is that some things should be easy. And a lot of people hear that and the hair on the back of their neck stands up a little bit and they're like, it's hard work. And I'm like, I know it's hard work, but some pieces of it should be easy. And when I hear your story, you didn't have to sell the owner on the idea of you buying it. Like, that opportunity came together. It came together easy. I'm sure there was a lot of back and forth and details to be
Yeah.
hammered out, but part of it was easy. Also, you talk about being able to establish financing. If you'd have been in that spot and you'd have been like, man, it's not going to work financially, or I'm going to have to sell both kidneys, in order to make this happen, then that would have been a different situation. But when you look at it and you see that some things are easy, some things are lining up
Yeah.
and coming into place, that's a good indicator that, hey, this is the thing to do.
Yeah,
Owen,
absolutely.
from the jump, one thing that I talked about Aaron about, and and I saw, of course, Aaron's uncanny ability, man. Just Aaron's an amazing leader and knows how to galvanize other leaders. From a leadership standpoint, how did a 20-year-old, 22-year-old take over company and position himself as a leader of people who are older than him? Give us some leadership
Yeah,
wisdom, bro.
absolutely. So we didn't retain the entire team. The team was 5 people when he announced that he was going to go somewhere else. And kind of strategically, I was like, okay, I'm going to scale it back to just me and one other person, just so that I need to figure out what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
And luckily the previous owner offered jobs at his new place of employment to the other members. So there was no hard feelings. Nobody felt like they were left out to dry. So that was a huge blessing for both of us and all the team members. But as far as, bringing on a new employee, and then really, I think where some of that difficulty and maybe some insecurity in my youth was with all the clients that we were currently serving. Of just me very much feeling like I'm 22, I just graduated, and I've been the intern. So if these people have met me, I've been introduced, and it's COVID. So a lot of times I'm getting introduced on Zoom calls. So it's like
Yeah.
I don't have any FaceTime with these people. If they know who I am, I was just a little corner face in the screen,
Yeah.
So my first kind of course of action was, if they were comfortable with it, due to the pandemic, setting up lunches with all of our existing clients and just getting FaceTime with them and making sure that they, just getting to like shake their hands and,
Yeah.
say like, hey, I'm super, super excited to be stepping into this role. You can trust me. The excellence of our craft is not going to change in any way. And just getting to use my voice and lock eyes with them and get to share that with them. So it's like, even though they're clients, kind of allowing myself to lead them as my client was really the first step that I took in that.
Yeah. So good, man. I always say I'm I'm in a similar situation, man, where I'm a young dude that's taking over an older congregation. And it's
Mhm.
similar. It's, like, man, how do I how do I create this trust among the older generation who have their own way of what a leader should look like, and I'm the complete opposite. And it's man, that relationship equity. There's nothing like it, brother. Nothing like sitting down, having a conversation, looking people in the face, and let them know the authenticity of who you are. Absolutely.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah. That's so good.
Looks like Bart has a question for you too here. Owen, are you excited for the marketing opportunities the new soapstone build will bring? Yeah, actually, let's see. What can we talk about?
Yeah.
We can't
Yeah.
talk
Hey.
about that we're building it. We
Oh,
can
yeah.
talk a little bit about how we're going to market that and communicate that. So we can talk about that.
Yeah. Let's see. I mean, I don't want to say too much. Aaron, why don't you lead and then I'll just insert.
All right. So, well, actually, let's kind of back it up a little bit. Let's back it up a little bit and look past at the relationship as opposed to forward. So
Yeah.
what did you think when some Yahoo calls you up and said, I own a cartoon comedy club in a pretend land full of real people. Do you want to get on board and help us tell the world? What was
Oh,
your
man.
thoughts when that happened?
My first impression of that email, I got this email. I still have it somewhere. I'll dig it up. It was just like, hey, I'm in Zealand and I work really closely with Meta on metaverse stuff. And I was like, who is this guy? This guy works what does closely with Meta mean? Like he just has a Facebook account? Like I just like I had no frame of reference for what that could possibly mean in small town Zealand.
Oh, that's funny.
But I'm very grateful that I did, invite you to our office and getting to hear about it. I didn't have a ton of frame of reference for what the metaverse was. I mean, that was 2 years ago now. So it was, I mean, if it's still kind of new for most people now, it was really new then. So getting to just hear about it and hear about what your vision was for it. I mean, I was immediately on board. I was like, I know that this is like the new wave. I know that there's something here. And I know that there are people who are really bought into the future of this, and I want to be one of them. So that was kind of I went from like, I was like, I don't know. And then getting to meet you, hear your vision immediately, I was like, oh yeah, this guy's for real. Metaverse is for real. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's again, some things should be easy because I think I had about $43 available to pay you at that time. So it was important that some things be easy, that we connect and both
Yeah.
see the future potential because yeah, it's we started from zero and started the process and started building together and
Yeah.
now we're here.
Now we're here.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. So what's been the challenge of marketing something that is so unknown to such a
Yeah.
huge percentage of the population?
Yeah, it has been a challenge. It's been one of, I mean, probably the most challenging thing creatively that I've had to market. Because, if you're on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube, comedy clips typically do really well. So it's like on paper, you're like, oh, some of these clips. I mean, we have funny people come through the soapstone. Some of these clips should absolutely kill, but it is finding this unique balance between posting funny clips, absolutely, but also kind of bridging that gap and educating people on the metaverse itself, because so many people are unfamiliar with what it is. I think that a lot of people, I think metaverse and VR is just a buzzword for most people.
Yeah.
So finding a way to post funny clips, post graphics and clips that encapsulate the authenticity, atmosphere, and character of what the soapstone actually is, but also kind of being a metaverse resource that moves at the pace of the world as well. And so recently we've been trying to incorporate some IRL clips as well of people doing both, and those ones I think do bridge the gap a little bit more for the average individual who doesn't have a headset at this point.
See, Jason, remember what I've been telling you about this guy?
Dude.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
man.
it's man. I the the I don't know why. Normally I've been toning down some verses, but this dude got my brain going super fast, man.
I
There's
want
another
come on.
there's another verse that talk about the sons of Issachar understood the times and knew what Israel should do. And the idea here is that, man, you had these group of dudes who really understood the culture and knew what would work in order for people to be successful. And that's what we're saying, dude. It's like, man, this brother is a son of Issachar, knowing exactly what needs to be done. Because you look at, again, because of how new it is to so many people, it's we're all of us like animals, man, like sheep, or like you name an animal. As soon as something new comes on, most animals are like they walk up slow, real slow, walk around it, try to smell it, jump a little bit, and I think that's how society is with the metaverse. Some people are jumpy with it, some people are scared of it, some
Yeah.
people just kind of walk around keeping themselves at a distance. Some people want to peer into this, get a sense of what it looks like, and that's what you're doing. Like, man, how can we give people a sense of what this thing is like so they can be engaging?
And that's that's such an important point. So on Saturday, we got 4 comedians that are coming on stage, and we spent some time in headset before the show. We spent some time discussing what this was. They watched clips of other people performing in VR. So there was a lot of groundwork that was done. And
Yeah.
at one point during the show, one of the comedians is there performing, and somebody in the audience responds to a question he asked, and he's like, wait, you guys can hear me? We can talk? And boom, his mind was blown. Like, it's like, oh, and you'll see this clip because we'll share it, because
Yeah.
like you can just see this reaction. It's like, whoa, this is what this is? Like,
Yeah.
and it's so hard for people to grasp it without immersively experiencing it. It'd be like trying to describe TV on the radio. Like you can talk about it a little bit,
Yeah.
but you're not going to understand it until you experience it. So
Yeah.
it's wild stuff.
It's like
I wanted to-
when those videos when the kids who can't see finally get glass, or people colorblind get those glasses. Like,
Yeah. They start crying and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we got some
I
more
was gonna
joining us here. Streely says, "Hey, I'm here," and Mama Bree says, "Hello, all."
what's up, Mama Bree? Streaming.
Yeah, great afternoon indeed. And Winter says, "Smiley face" or whatever that emoji is.
mind blown.
Mind blown. All right, all right. Owen is the emoji translator. These old eyes. What were you just gonna say, Owen?
Well, I was actually going to shout out one of I'm still figuring out the screen. Thomas Winter's comments. A few minutes ago, he said the soapstone is such a great place to help grow yourself alongside helping people grow as well. And I think one thing that the soapstone does really well, and that we've kind of focused on in the IRL content, such as Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, is I think with new technologies, there's kind of two ways you can do it. I think the wrong way to do it would be that we make ourselves feel really exclusive of like, hey, get on the train or get out of the way. Like, you better
Mm,
understand this. Like, we're having so much fun without people who don't understand it. And I think that we've very much positioned ourselves in the other route of like, hey, this is a new thing that we're really excited about, and we want you to be excited about with us. So like, come and be part of it. And we have a group of people who are going to love on you and grow with you, be patient with you. You know, if you don't know how to make the confetti fly, someone's going to teach you how to do that. Like, just I love that. That's kind of the way that we're taking the IRL content as opposed to making it feel really exclusive in this new technology.
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah. I mean, our 3 to-dos in the soapstone is to encourage people towards the spotlight, empower leaders, and share what we are learning. And that kind of ties in with what you're talking about. Like, we don't want to figure it out so that we hold the keys and have the secret and we can keep it for competitive advantage or anything like that. Or anything we're learning, we want to share with the world so everybody can benefit from it.
Yeah, 100%.
I got a random question. Any relation to Owen Wilson?
Other than I can say,
Oh, that was
wow, really well.
wow.
I'm just saying. That's I'm just saying. There's a little resemblance there, bro. There's a
Yeah, yep, I get that. Hey,
Wow,
if
man.
if we're related somewhere down the bloodline, I'd love to meet him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Aztec says, "Wow, man."
Wow.
All right, good stuff. Oh, Lolly D says, davidandbrook.com.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for
So
the shout out. I appreciate it.
if you can get into this, because I'm thinking if my thinking is right, there's something about name rights and all this stuff. But uh, was there any particular reason why you kept the name other than the fact that y'all had clients and didn't want to shift things? Why you kept the name?
Yeah, I think there was that practical reason for sure that
Yeah.
there was some name recognition. I think that it is a rather sophisticated sounding name
Yeah.
as far as like, a marketing agency goes, but the meaning behind the name. So obviously my name is not David nor Brooke, and the guy before me, his name was not David nor Brooke either. And I was a big fan of his thought process around the naming. So his thought process around the naming was David and Brooke alludes to the story of David and Goliath, the brook being where he found the stones. So his thought, whether uh, believe in that story or not, just the tale of that story is David was a man who had to take down a giant, and every business has large giants in the way of them. So we're all a bunch of Davids who know where to find the right ideas to help you tackle your giant. And I thought that was so beautiful. So I definitely wanted to keep that.
I thought you might like that. I thought you might like that, Jason. Oh, he's just out. He's like, all right.
Yeah.
He's a goner.
Yeah. Wow. So good, man. So
Yeah.
good.
Well,
Wow.
and it is so important to have the story that resonates with people. It's
Mhm.
so important to have the core foundation of purpose that people can understand and get on board with. I mean, that's
Yeah.
where it's at. It's so I commend you for keeping that name and keep it true, because man, it speaks to what you do and how you add value and what your principles are and who you are. That's perfect.
Thank you. Yeah.
So good. But
Or
yeah.
or to put it like Lizard Play says, boom.
Boom.
Yeah, good stuff, man. I got to tell you, dude, I am so happy that we get to work together. I mean, the team of people that we have, and to see you work closely with Sensei Jay and the videography team, to see you work closely with some of our leads in bringing in marketing ideas and starting to really help communicate out to the world what's happening in the soapstone. It's just awesome, man. I couldn't ask for a better marketing partner. So thank you for who you are and all that you do.
Thank you. Yeah, it's seriously, it's an honor, and I know Jason kind of said it too, but you have assembled a great team, and you are a leader who does inspire. So it's been easy to kind of to partner and join in line with that. So thank you.
So Robert Earls says, "Hey, yay!" I'm going to interpret this to yes, finally, Aaron is back. I can watch the show again. Robert Earls is Jason's
Thanks.
dad.
Yeah, thanks, Dad.
I love it.
Yeah. Oh man, this is good stuff. What do you think? Should we bring Lolly out and talk about what's happening?
Yes, bring out Lolly.
Let's do it. Owen, I know you got busy day ahead of you and everything. So being traveling last week and everything. So I want to say thank you for being on here and being a part of this. You are a great friend and a great partner. So thank you.
Thank you so much. It was great to be on here and good to meet you guys. See your faces and actually get to chat with you. So thanks so much.
Absolutely.
Good to
Let's
see
talk,
you,
brother.
All right.
All right.
Lolly, what's happening in the soapstone?
Oh gosh, it's so much that's happening. Oh my gosh. I got to go see the new build. Oh my gosh, you guys. It is so fun. It is my favorite to date. We've had a lot of good ones, but this one is my personal favorite. And I'm very excited for that to come out. Our featured show this week is Soapstone Junior, which is led by Kimberly Ann, and she does such an amazing job. It's really fun. I don't know if everybody realizes, but we also have a junior Discord, which means the kids are all in there talking and communicating, and our lead team is allowed to communicate with them, but predominantly Kimberly Ann. So she's kind of the overseer of the kids in general at the Soapstone because of all those connections, but she's doing great stuff. She very gently reminds them of things, but she's also teaching them things, tons of things. She has them doing lead jobs there in Soapstone Junior. I see them very excited saying, "Oh, can I lead this today? Oh, is it my turn to do that?" So the kids are really getting a lot out of Soapstone Junior, way beyond just a show. It's a great experience for the kids.
Indeed. Also, I think we should throw a shout out to Crazy Loca, who stepped up this past week while Kimberly Ann was traveling to Grand Rapids, Michigan, and took it over. So that's it's so awesome to see people on our team step up and cover each other's backs and take care of things. It's awesome.
They absolutely
Ari
do.
was huge in stepping up and covering the evening shows. You and Bart, of course, staying back and holding it down in the daytime, or the European prime time, as Bart calls it.
Yeah. We had a great time, and we were in constant communication with you guys. A lot of the team was coming in their goggles, even when they were in Grand Rapids, and playing games with us, switching headsets and stuff, which was kind of funny. So
I saw one photo of like 6 or 7 people in a hotel room, all with headsets on.
That's so funny.
So there are a lot of good connections made with our team, lots and lots of friendships, and overall just a big group of really nice people working together. So people are starting to come into the Soapstone for the first time and immediately realize that this is a fun family. It's huge, and they're getting involved from the get-go. So it's really fun. We're having a good time.
Alma says it's going to take a while for Grand Rapids to recover from the VR experience. That's true. It's also going to take a while for me to find all the little chickens that they've hidden around my house.
Is that a thing? Is that a thing? Because my nieces did that to their dad when they moved into the new house. They were putting little pigs everywhere. I thought, what are they doing? Everywhere.
It's wild. We found some in our landscaping. It's great. Oh, Corbin says nice koozie. Yeah, this was one of the things that people printed up. Alma, I think, was behind this. I'm kind of funny from, of course, one of the shirts in the Soapstone, and says the Soapstone Comedy Club. Wow, this is I'm not.
Yeah.
very good at
Yep.
this.
All right. Now move it towards you. Your head.
Yeah.
There you
We're
go.
all here because we're not all there. March 2024.
You know, that's the main attraction. We see that sign and people are like, I belong here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, that's the thing. You know, it's easy, and there have been many people that have kind of fallen into I guess I would say issues, because you start getting a little bit of success and it's easy to be like, all right, yeah, we got it. We know we're all learning and we're all growing together and figuring it out as we go. So yeah, I'm glad that that's resonating with people, and people are saying, hey, yeah, this is where I belong. So
Yeah. Oh, definitely. There's a whole big community there that are always constantly wanting to be involved, and it's been fantastic. We all love it.
Hey, I gotta say, man, so I hopped in the Soapstone last night, man, and it was a ghost town with familiar faces. I was like, no one's here, but it was still fun hopping in and being being on stage with some other folks. It was a blast with some folks I didn't know who are regular Soapstoners, dude. But when I tell you, I had me a good time. It was fun.
that's awesome. That is
And
awesome.
so many of our superstars are like getting into the groove with, like, they're up there talking like, yeah, we have this event, we can do that. I'm here to answer questions for you. I'm like, look at you.
Yeah, and it's all happening.
That's
All
good.
right, everybody, thank you so much for being a part of the Well Metaverse show. Thanks for being a part of the Soapstone. Jason, Lally, thanks for everything that you guys do. Just spectacular stuff happening for sure.
For sure.
All right.
All right, everybody.